we're discussing AI panic, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a thing. Um, I don't know if panic is the right word, but it's quite
Frenzy.
frankly yeah, I'd call it the AI knee jerk, maybe.
Knee
Um,
jerk.
and I think just to start, yeah, just to start, like collective knee jerk, there are legitimate concerns, right? There's
Yes.
like a bunch, there's a
Yeah.
lot, um, but it seems like, at least in our little world online on Substack and some other places, um, all of the enmity is being focused towards independent creators using AI, which is just missing the forest for the trees in like a massive way.
Mm.
Um, you know, why don't so like it's like AI is going to eliminate every job. AI is going to eliminate humanity. All these other things. Those are kind of different discussions, but like AI is destroying art, literacy, truth, thought, trust, identity. Hey everybody, hey Becky, and possibly the local farmers market. So I mean, it gets blown massively out of proportion, um, and I think let's. And it's not a monolith either. Like pieces of AI have been, not pieces, but under the AI umbrella have been used in our lives for years now, maybe decades, with
Yep.
algorithms. And it's all part of the same sort of umbrella of technology, and people are just now sort of, now that generative tools are available to the public, um, what I want to hand it off to you now, Jennifer, because I don't want to get too far afield in my art, my position yet.
Do you want me to give my point of view or
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I'm curious, like, how you wanted to open it, basically.
oh, okay. Well, no, I mean
Unless I
you
just did that.
told me what you wanted to discuss. And so I was thinking we have a lot we can discuss. And I think we should try to define that thing. Like you're like, is it panic? And I said, is it frenzy? Um, I think we should try to like, you know me, I always want to do a taxonomy. So I always want to do like classification, so the people who are like, it's Skynet and like Judgment Day is coming, or what you had sent media texts, which is like people who are purists and refuse to touch it. Um, and then people who feel like they are maybe breathless and a little bit blind in their advocacy for it, which I would say as somebody who's like in the AI writer community, like none of us fall into any of these pockets. And what you just said, there was an interesting note. I can't remember who wrote it, but they basically said something about how we're willing to accept AI in all these invisible forms. And it's probably because like most people don't even know they're using it. And
Right.
then, now that it's more tangible and there actually are legitimate uses of it, like that's not what's really being discussed when people are panicking. So that was sort of my take on what we would discuss. And then I looked into some things. We don't have to discuss these things, but I looked into things like historical precedents, and not like with physical machinery, with more like this technological invisible machinery.
Hmm.
Um, I've written a lot about the legitimate concerns. I have a point of view on like purists, and a lot of purists did sort of come out of the woodwork when I was writing about Pangram.
Hmm.
Um, and then the thing that I think is the juiciest, which I was sending you a couple clips before today, is about who benefits from the panic.
Mhm.
Right.
Because that's like the more meta piece of it. And like, I don't think it's discussed enough. And that, even some of this frenzy could be a bit manufactured. And, why would someone want to
Uh,
manufacture that? Right? Like, nobody wants to be like a pawn in this. And so I think that's worth discussing. And then, you had yet one more point, which was all the legitimate uses of AI. And I talk about this all the time. There's like not very much press about positive things. And I don't know if you two follow Sam, but he does like a weekly live with Exploring GPT with Lior. And they do like a roundup of AI news. And he's like concertedly trying to find positive news to include. So if there are any, it's not really being covered in the press. Enough so that when they're like sort of sifting through the top 5 stories, it's always going to be things that are like more on the panic end of the spectrum.
Sensational. Yeah. I mean, that happens with everything, right?
Yeah. It's like,
they're going to report on
what's going to make you click. And I guess right now, feel good is not what makes people click,
Right. That doesn't seem to ever be it, does it? Rebecca, where are you at? I mean, like, what's a couple of things you definitely wanted to discuss about this?
I'm just here to look pretty.
I mean, you are pretty, but I see you have a point of view, especially because when the legitimate concerns piece, I want to talk about like art and writing and like the creative pursuits.
Yeah.
And that's probably where like it hits home for Substack closest and deepest.
I agree.
But also, you are in your pajamas, which motivated me to put on mine. So you are more than just a pretty face. You're also wardrobe. Mine's just black and white.
It's pink.
No, the truth is Rebecca has many thoughts on this because we discussed a lot of it.
I'm sure she
personally
does.
So
we'll see.
Yeah, where I guess, like you said, there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot. Yes. And like there's pieces of this I definitely want to get to, and we have some time, but where do you all want to start with this? Which piece, I guess?
Which section?
I mean, I know where I want to start.
Tell me.
Then where do you want to start?
Well, okay. I'll just
What are you two giggling about? It's like your first live again. I thought we were past that.
Never.
We're always gonna giggle. We're just gigglers. We're gigglers. It happens.
Okay.
So
it's happening again.
So I had this at the end of my whole thing, but I'd like to jump right into it because I think part of it is, at the same time, it's funny, and at the same time, it's super true and sort of interesting.
What's
the whole Skynet thing. Okay. The whole Skynet, right? That whole sort of I work with somebody who's very much like this too, so I hear a lot about it. Or I hear a lot from this sort of perspective, the idea that like, oh, AI is gonna become sentient or whatever, and it's gonna immediately start to wipe us out, or this or that or the other thing. And I just think that speaks really to more the point of view of the people who see it that way than intelligence or artificial intelligence itself. Like, why are we immediately assuming and projecting our sort of views about humanity as a virus or wherever you want to look at onto this other intelligence? That it's kind of an assumption, right? To be like, oh, it's going to immediately decide that we suck and we need to get wiped out. Like, it's just not. Yeah, it's not like it's just not logical. It's not valid, really, to just jump to that conclusion.
Can I ask a question?
We just assume immediately. Yeah, go ahead.
So when they talk to you about this, in what way are they saying it in a like, I watched Terminator, and like, the minute the machines become sentient, there's going to be like robot human war? Or is it more like they know a little bit about AI, they've like read about it, and they know that like all the AI companies are almost trying to design towards super intelligence or general intelligence or powerful AI? Like, how informed are they when they're making these?
Not very.
Okay. So is it just coming from I've seen a movie and this feels like it's happening?
kind of, yeah. And this we're
And
getting.
have they
This is a
watched
great
all the
question.
sequels? Did they realize that like Skynet was supposed to happen in the late 90s and it didn't happen?
Right.
And that there's been 4 sequels and the date
Right.
keeps changing?
Even
Not
the
to be like
terrible one with
antagonistic,
Claire
I'm just
Danes.
saying. If you're getting your like information from movies, like the movies keep pushing the deadline out. So, you know.
No, and you raise a really it's a great point, right? You
Yeah.
accidentally raised a great point. So I mean, you raised one on your own, but without knowing it. So like, yeah, it's more like I feel they kind of look at the same sources for all their information most of the time. You can kind of guess what those sources might be,
Okay.
or general idea. I work in a blue collar industry by and large. I probably don't reflect the average worker in that industry. So I kind of brush up against a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily vibe with. Let's put it that way. And he's almost like a canary in the coal mine for me, because when I hear him start when he starts to like really stick to something over time and I hear it again and again and again, I know that it's coming from certain sources, right? Because he's only trusting certain sources. What's that?
No, I just said,
What?
like.
Oh, Rebecca moved her mouth at the same time. I thought she said something. So like, I kind of feel like, and this is complete speculation, but I kind of feel like a lot of the sort of manufactured knee-jerk resistance to AI is coming from the right, and the fringe right specifically. And now I think there's different reasons for that, but that's what I'm seeing. And I'm the only reason I really honestly I don't want to be right about these things anymore. But my track
I feel
record
like
is
you
pretty
and
good
I
at this
we
point.
DM'd about this a little bit, right?
Yeah, we did.
It's the notion of like having, let's call it an instrument or a tool or even a weapon, right? That's going to be the next evolution of weaponry, and it's extremely powerful. And if you were actively trying to divide a nation, what would you do if you had your hands on this kind of power, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it does sound very cinematic when we talk about it like this. So I'll talk about it like it's a movie story. It's like this notion that, you would want to bend the media towards your way and dissuade a lot of people who could be your opponents from embracing the technology, while you behind the scenes are learning to finesse it to its maximum power. Right? So it's
that's it in a nutshell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I see happening. And I think more too also, like, does anyone remember Grok, where like Elon had to keep retuning it so that it kind of more reflected his own perspective on things?
Oh.
Like he kept like updating it because it wasn't like agreeing with him. And I kind of see that like, well, instead of looking at his own perspective and questioning why maybe the logic isn't valid, he immediately goes to like change it because, right? I mean,
so now I feel like you're touching on something interesting, which is like using AI for news rather than like traditional media publications and titles, right? Like to be informed by AI when it should be consolidating the most relevant answer for your query. You're talking about something far more devious and Machiavellian, which is like coding something to prioritize certain outputs.
Right. Well, I mean, like you changed the weighting.
I mean, I don't use Grok. I like anything Elon. I like kind of stay away from with a 10-foot pole, because to me it's like all bad AI. It's like AI for nefarious purposes. So I'm actually not even that informed. Like once they started, because it's so easy to do deep fakes, sexual deep fakes on Grok. And
I didn't know it was easier on Grok, but
well,
yeah, that's
they
great.
did some kind of like analysis of where most of those deepfakes are coming from, and they're mostly
Oh,
they're mostly being created there. And
that's
then,
nice.
when they issued the sort of AI girlfriend, there was a lot of news coverage about that. You had poor journalists testing it, and I saw like a couple screenshots, and it was like it was like it was as bad as you would think it is. So it's basically porn. It's basically like, even if you're trying to have like a friendly, wholesome conversation, it like takes a pretty hard left turn really fast. And these poor journalists were so uncomfortable. They're like videotaping them using it, and they're like sweating on screen because they're like just put into it was almost like a non-consensual sexual situation with an AI girlfriend, and they're like embarrassed on screen, and so around that time, which was a while ago, I was just like, Grok is ridiculous, like I can't even.
I knew nothing about that. I knew nothing
yeah.
about that part. No, not a damn thing.
Yeah, it's just
I only remember.
It's like all the things that, like, when the internet came out and your parents were like, stranger danger, don't go on the internet because the underbelly, it's like underbelly amplified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just as an aside real quick, like as far as like gathering information with AI, I think the best way, you don't want to take the information from the AI itself, but it's a good way to find sources with it.
Sure.
You can kind of like point yourself in certain directions with it if you weren't sure where to start with something, and it works for me. Like it works like that, works well that way. And who knows, maybe I'm just being fooled by the whole thing. But
well, the thing I would say about
like,
that, like regardless of which large language model you use, you need to be asking it for source links.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
actually going to the links yourself, right? So it's not.
Oh, yeah, no, that's exactly what I mean. No, you don't want to get the information from the model. You want to get the sources from the model.
Exactly.
And like, when we did the Dyatlov Pass one last time, about the thing that happened, it pointed me to the actual case files, and it even had them in Russian and translated to English. And I mean, these are from the 60s, right? And I was like, this is great. Like it had photos of the actual case files and the writing and all. And I was like, this is fantastic. I never would have found this if I had just, probably Googled it. Maybe now Gemini and everything, but it was good like that. It's a good way to find the source. It's not a good way to like get all the information. So yeah, I mean, we went a far afield on that one. But like, yeah, no, the whole Skynet thing is, I feel like sometimes it just feels like AI is the next thing for people to be against, right? Like it's almost.
I don't know if you two saw a recent post I wrote. It was one I'd been wanting to write for a while, and it was basically about sci-fi predictions and when they actually come to fruition. And so I didn't see that. No. Okay, so I talk about Skynet and that's why I know about the dates and all the sequels and Genesis.
Oh, I read some of it.
Yeah,
I don't think I do remember it now. Yeah, I don't think it. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm confused. I was thinking of the Blade Runner one. I read that one.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Different sci-fi movie frame. This one was Back to the Future.
Different movie.
Yeah,
totally different movie.
Well, no, and part of the reason I've been wanting to write that post is because there's a couple of things tied up in it. So one, I think the reason sci-fi movies are so resilient and like timeless. So like even if you watch sci-fi movies from the 80s or 90s, like the issues that they're tackling are the same questions that we have today, even though it's like 30 years later. Because the question is always, what are the humans going to do with this technology? Are they going to behave?
Yeah.
When you have this kind of awesome power, what do they do with it? That's like central to every premise, right? So regardless of what form or shape the technology takes. And then I was like, I want to see like how many years passed from some of the predictions. And honestly, there were so many examples that I had to like limit what I included in that post. So I kind of just left it with flying cars or like driverless cars. I had to do a section on Black Mirror because I feel like Black Mirror they write about things almost as they're happening. So by the time it releases, like it is happening, which makes it scarier because it's not like 20 years off in the distance. It's like a month off in the distance.
Yep.
And then I specifically talked about AGI and how all the builders keep moving the goalposts and how it's ill-defined because there's like 4 different possible deadlines or ways that people define it. It's very much called marketing hype, which offends me as a marketer. Because it's very much like a when can we build this thing, even if it's irresponsible to build it, So I think you need to have your colleagues subscribe to my Substack is the answer. I think you should gift him like a paid sub to Natural Intelligence, and that will solve everything.
Wait,
he needs some alternate points of view.
Is it the tick guy?
And you can tell him I have nice hair. I'll read to him sometimes. Make it very digestible.
What guy?
The tick guy.
Tit guy?
Tick. TIC.
Oh yeah. The tick guy. Yeah. He I'm like, what?
Does he have a verbal tick or a facial tick or what?
No, he's
my mom.
I don't know how can. Yeah, I don't know because that's like, yeah, and again, that's how like I see these things like spread and propagate, and it's just the whole Bill Gates is dropping ticks from planes so that the ticks will make you allergic to meat.
He's like a conspiracy theorist. I mean, then.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Don't introduce us.
So...
Don't send him my way.
He's not gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna join your stack.
I'm not gonna read my Substack. Okay, fine. It's not for everyone. I get it.
But it's like for months, right? For months, all I heard was about when President AI takes over, everything's gonna be. He was basically kind of like making fun of the utopia idea, right? Which is another thing that's like, it's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. But it was for months, over and over and over again. And I can almost gauge what's going on in the sort of right-wing manosphere by him alone. That's the source I get because it's like I can figure it out real quick, and it's depending on how long he talks about it.
I think you need to get your tick colleague on a live.
No.
Sounds like a little entertaining. No,
but honestly, though, he is actually a very entertaining guy. He does outstanding impressions.
Did he stop eating meat because he thought that they were like infected meats?
No. Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no. Actually, he only ate meat for a very long time.
He was like, screw it. Ticks in my tummy.
he makes he makes some really good food. He shows me pictures of it, and it is impressive.
I wouldn't eat what he's cooking, Joel. I don't know about that. You gotta watch out. You need to check the provenance of his meats.
The provenance.
Yeah.
Let's move on directly to Providence. So let's kind of move from that one there, the whole thing, the whole Skynet, it's going to kill us all thing. I just think, again, just to reiterate, I think it's projection. I think people are just projecting human viewpoints on an intelligence we don't even understand and actually doesn't even really technically exist yet. Maybe we don't actually know. At this point, we don't know, right? I mean, I feel like no, but we don't. I know, right? It's bullshit. It's 2027. What the fuck? I mean, they're doing all these other crazy things, and like, why not just do the thing that would actually help me? So,
I have a suggestion.
Since
we have so many topics to discuss, and like that one's kind of like up here, and it like the whole subject for this thing was like born of Substack. Let's talk about like the purest writers,
Agreed.
like what you're seeing on Substack. Because I'm also not sure exactly what prompted this exactly, and are we seeing the same thing? And we don't all have the same feed, so I'd be really curious, like what you're
Which
reading.
which is a great thing to point out, because the feed is handled by an algorithm that's personally tailored to each of us all. So, like
I
AI is
said,
already
all these people who are anti-AI, they don't know the
Yes.
definition of AI. They don't know what machine learning is. They don't know that machine learning is, like, as a marketer, I started using machine learning in 2019.
Yeah.
So it's been 7
It's
years.
been around for longer than that.
Yeah. So like every email you're getting, everything's suggested. If there's things on websites that are personalized or customized, like that is all machine learning. And that is all to drive a higher transaction with you. And like, it's not as clunky as it was in 2019. In 2019, you could go to a website and like the module that was powered by machine learning would totally stick out like a sore thumb from the rest of the homepage, because like homepages are designed and they're meant to be aesthetically pleasing and Zuni here. And that machine learning thing would be like some kind of algorithmic pull of product in terms of like what's converting high and also what the user's browsing behavior was specifically on that site. So it would be this like hodgepodge of whatever, and it might not visually match the rest of the homepage. But now the tech is better. So like now it's more invisible. But I'm telling you, like in 2019, nobody was looking at it the way I'm looking at it. I'm like, that doesn't look good, but I'm looking at it from like a work point of view, not like a consumer point of view. And so, yeah, if you're using Netflix, if you're using Spotify, if you're using Alexa, if you're using Substack, which obviously people are because they're on Substack,
Instagram, Facebook, to like the nth degree. Like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
All the things.
behavioral guidance at the least.
If they like whenever something's suggested to them, if they're getting an email that has their name in the subject or body, that is all machine learning. If that email is going to them at 9 p.m., because that's usually when they open their emails, the machine knows. Sorry to freak you out. Like, Big Brother marketing is watching.
It has been
for
quite
7
some time.
years.
Like, yeah, and I mean, great point. I mean, they're building all these data centers for a reason. A lot of it is marketing still, so they can keep this, or sort of that. And I think, again, I don't know if I'm digressing or expanding, but like the data centers, each one isn't built for a specific purpose. That's the whole point. They can literally pull data sets for whatever kind of they want, right? Whether it's like national security doing surveillance or just marketing. It's whoever wants to pay for it. It's up for grabs. Like Palantir, you got money, they're going to give you whatever kind of data set that you want.
People know this. I included it as a footnote in a post from like May, because there was an announcement about Substack partnering with a data platform. Like whatever we're doing that's publicly revealed on Substack is being sold as data sets.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And there's like a press release about it. So like it's happening. And look, the way it works with marketing, it's never like Joel's data, Jen's data, Reeby's data. It's like, but I'm in a cohort probably. And like I get so many OpenAI ads on YouTube, and like I left OpenAI almost a year ago, and they're bad ads too. So like I don't know what they're using to target me. I don't know if it's like a retention thing because they have my email address because I was a former user, or is it because they can see that I write about AI on Substack and I'm in an AI cohort and my data has been sold. Like there are so many ways that this could happen that they're targeting me.
I guess that's sort of what I'm saying, right? Like it's whoever wants to create for whatever purpose they want to do it, it's all coming kind of from the same place. They can buy the data, right? And so let's get back to the more sort of.
Can I tell you guys a funny story about Mark Zuckerberg first, because Brandon mentioned Zucky?
Yeah, I'm always down for a
And I don't know
story
if I've
about
told, I know I've told this story before. I just don't
Lucky.
know if I've told you two the story. So totally stop me if you've heard it before. So I have a lot of friends that worked at Facebook before it became Meta, right? So I've been to their New York office many times. And they would always ask me to come over just to hang out because, like, you can have breakfast there. They would have happy hours. Like, it was just kind of to party. And I had to have meetings there for work too. So I went once to meet a friend for breakfast. And then she called me the next day and she was like, do you mind sending me a photocopy of your driver's license? And I was like, okay. So I send it to her. And then like an hour goes by and then she calls me. And their security had my name on a list, Jennifer Hong. And so they were like, we got her. We got Jennifer. And I was like, what? I was like, WTF? Like, what's going on? There was a Jennifer Hong in California who went to the Menlo Park office of Facebook and sat in the lobby for like 5 or 6 hours demanding to see Mark Zuckerberg. And she said he owed her like $5 million because he let her put an implant in her brain. So my name was on a list at the Facebook headquarters, and they're so dumb because I'd been there multiple times and they're like, we got her. And I'm like, dude, I've been there like 3 times. You're slow. And then I had to go for a legitimate work meeting. And I told them in advance, I said, I need like TSA for Facebook. Like, I need to be cleared in advance because I know I'm on a list. Right. So I go there with all my Ralph Lauren colleagues. They won't let me in. I had to sit there for like 10 minutes. And I was like, I told you guys, I'm not the one in California. I don't have an implant in my brain. Don't want $1 million from Zuck. Like,
welcome to the future. I mean,
I'm clear, like clear me. And then, okay, this is the punchline. Because I have multiple friends there. They were like, it's probably true. There's in California who probably did get an implant and he probably owes her. And I've never gone to the office in California because I really want to go to the office in California and be like, I'm back, motherfuckers! You know? Pay me my money!
I mean,
you denied my sister her money! Like, give it to me!
I'll take a chip for $5 million. I mean, assuming they're actually going to pay.
Like,
I'll go ahead.
Would you be surprised if he like paid under the table some human guinea pigs to do like some kind of AI implant?
They don't give a shit. Go ahead. I don't care what it is. I want the money.
Some kind of llama implant, you know? Like, is that what it's called? Llama? Their AI? Okay, that's my Zuck story. I hope I get to meet him one day and he's like, Jennifer Hong. And he's like scared of me a little bit. It's like a super common name, by the way. Like, Durr. I was like, we don't all look alike. Don't be racist.
All Jennifers do look alike. What are you talking about?
All Asians.
I know.
You know what I meant.
I was misplacing
You're in Massachusetts.
the joke.
I know you know what racism means. I'm just playing.
Yes, because it underpins everything here without actually anyone saying it.
No, you know, in Massachusetts, I'm like, people might be racist, but like, they take care of their neighbors. Like, they might not like me because I'm not white, but if something bad happened to me, they wouldn't let anyone mess with me. I know that for a fact in the short time that I spent in Boston.
Yes.
They're like, I can be racist to you, but I will protect you. You're my neighbor.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, if you need your battery, if you're stuck in a snowbank, we'll help push you out. We're just going to make fun of you while we do it.
Yeah.
You know.
And P.S. they've got like a badass. They got a badass Asian female mayor. So
let's get back. Let's move back to the whole like purist thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe some of the stuff we're seeing on Substack.
Yeah.
And I think there's different sort of perspectives, right, on it. Mm-hmm. And like some of them I understand. Mm-hmm. Some of them I think are just people being dicks. Right.
Give us details. Name names. No, I'm kidding. But give us details. What's the like the part you understand and what's the part that's dickish?
Well, the dickish stuff is just people rolling into somebody's work and being like, "This is clearly AI," and whatever, and just immediately dismissing whatever it is,
Yeah.
without actually even reading it or engaging it for more than like 3 seconds, or like and that's what the whole pangram sort of allows them to do, right? Like they can just be like, "Oh, scan it, it's AI," and there were people scanning and then going in the comments and be like, "Here's the result," right?
Yeah.
Like, first of all,
Can
why
I
do you
tell you
care?
another story?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not about me. It's just something I observed. So I don't know if you guys remember, there was this post, and I think it went semi-viral. I can't remember who the author was, but it was an open letter to Substack, and it was basically a plea about why do notes matter so much? Like they wanted posts to matter, right? Like this is a long form newsletter site, and it was basically are you social media now, or are you for the writers, right?
Yeah.
It did super well. Something like 2 weeks before the Pangram integration, or maybe 3 weeks, Chris Best actually restacked it.
Yep.
And he was like,
yeah.
He was like, "This is AI." And I was like, I actually wrote a note and I said, "This is bullshit. You didn't address what the author said. And P.S., it's basically gone viral, so it's not just his point of view. Like a lot of people support this. And just saying it's AI is such a cowardly reaction because it's basically whataboutism, right? It's like, look over there, like,
yes,
while I don't answer any of your questions." And so
it's
then
the new fake news.
When the Pangram integration came out, I was like, that jerk. He was testing it in advance of the rollout.
Yep.
And so it was just one of those things where, so he's setting the culture, right?
And yes, and then doing the exact thing that you should not do with it, which is dismiss the argument,
which they say themselves.
It's
not meant to be the sole arbiter of whether or not something is AI.
And then he did the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. It was obnoxious.
Yes.
And that like speaks right to the whole point, right? Like, yes, AI can produce slop. Humans can also produce shitty,
and I don't think that was slop.
Hollow,
I don't think that was
garbage
slop based
writing.
on how much people liked it. Right?
No, it wasn't. But I mean, it can't. But not everything that was with AI used at one point is slop. Clearly, I mean, we know that. There's good work out there, right? There's good viewpoints. There's good everything.
There's
right?
so many nuanced versions of how AI is used. So I don't know if you saw that Claude is now going to watermark output.
Yeah.
And they're doing it to voluntarily comply with EU regulations. And I laughed at first because I was like, yeah, Pangram's like out of business. And I do actually applaud Claude and Anthropic for being a little bit ahead of the curve, right? Because they're sort of like, this is obviously, Europe always leads in privacy, right? And they lead in privacy, and then the big tech companies in the US follow. So like when all the privacy laws related to cookies happened, online cookies, and not being able to track people's online journeys, happened in Europe first. Google followed suit, and then Apple followed suit. And now all of us, when we go to websites, have the option of how many cookies are allowed to track us online, right?
Yep.
And as a marketer, that was a very big deal. Like it's on my resume about how I was combating iOS updates when it came to tracking user behavior online. Because then, brands had to come up with strategies because cookies were a big component of how we figured out who was interested in our product. So all of this with the watermark, at first I was just like, haha, like Pangram's going to go out of business because basically now AI is self-identifying when outputs are crafted with AI. Where it gets a little tricky is, and this is what other writers here who are writing about AI have said, there are a lot of times where you're like I've done this. I'm like, I want to write something about this, that, and the other. And I do like a verbal dump. And it just gives it back to me almost verbatim because actually the way I wrote it is like pretty grammatically correct and like
working,
right? A pretty strong vocabulary. Like it didn't actually really fix it for me.
This is
my
process.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I
So
do. I free write into the thing, and then it just lightly rearranges it for me and
everyone
makes
can
some small
hear you,
suggestions.
even if you're whispering, Joel.
I know. And
All
I'm
the
just like,
people
and that's
on
my whole
this
thing with the
live
Claude.
know what your process is now.
That's I know, but it can't be replicated because I'm the one writing it. So like
I know.
that
And
that's
it might
you can
be
use the process, but you're not going to replicate what I write, right?
no,
Like
no.
and that's the whole thing with the Claude watermarking thing. If it's literally like essentially a physical watermark in the text itself that can be identified, right?
Yeah.
That's the exact problem. Is all the writers who are using that process, which is a legitimate creative process, will now have to launder their own text to get around that, so people aren't like AI created it. And it's like, no, I use it as an advanced processor and copy editor. You know, it's a completely different thing from just saying, write me a story about three
Yeah.
bears and some soup
And
or some
copy
shit.
paste.
Like,
Copy pasta.
and copy paste, right? And like, and that just the whole thing, the whole creative process. Authorship comes from like words, not just when they appear, but after they appear, and like before. And like, there's a whole process.
Yeah.
And collapsing everything down to like AI and not AI is just ridiculous. It's this weird binary choice that everyone wants to enforce. Not everyone, but a lot of people seem to want to enforce, and it's just a way to dismiss things that you don't agree with or that you don't think that person should be making or able to make. And that's like when it comes to like fiction, the argument is it gets really strange, right? Because it's like, why are you so against this person that's trying to just express themselves?
Ooh, I have so many thoughts on this.
Go ahead. I mean, because I'm a
Okay,
fiction
so-
writer. It's like,
I'm not crying, but when I get like riled up, the first place I sweat is under my eyes. And so everyone's like, are you crying? And I'm like, no, I'm like riled up, or I ate something spicy. So I'm not crying, not yet. Okay, so Joel, you know the reason we know each other is because of that first open letter I wrote, which was about Substack not doing something that they should be doing, which was moderating and being selective about who's allowed to be on the platform and what they're allowed to say and honor their own terms of service.
Yep.
When I started writing about Pangram, same thing happened in terms of, so the article I wrote about turning Pangram off at the account level is actually more viewed and engaged than the open letter is now. And lovely, because I think a lot of people did not agree with this integration and they wanted to know how to opt out.
Yep.
Whenever this happens, though, I get trolls. So my trolls, one person restacked that article and was like, she's sour, she's prissy.
Oh, I remember I
said account. She totally says she uses AI. And then someone just went full-blown racist on me. And I was just laughing because like anyone who knows me, like, would you use the words like sour and prissy about me? And then racist, like basically you just wanted to be racist. Like, what does my race have to do with anything? And also when you read the comments, they were like, why didn't she just say she used it for translation? And it's like, I was born in the United States. Like, I don't speak Mandarin or Taiwanese. Like, I speak French better than I speak any Asian language. You know? So like, did you think I was born in Indiana, fool? Like, I'm from the Midwest, you know? Like,
right.
You know, so it was just like, it's the same thing with the open letter, right? There's some antagonism that's already living in their blood. And because I said something compelling, right? Because it landed on their feed when they're probably like 6 degrees out from me. They were just like, I don't like that. I want to take you down a notch because I'm worried you're going to influence someone with what you wrote.
Yes. Okay. Again, we've almost come full circle back to the beginning, sort of.
It's like it's our meet cute.
Controlling like narratives, right? Like, that's kind of how I see it. Like they don't like people using it to express like valid points of view in articulate ways that they can't really argue with, so they just dismiss it by saying you used AI, right? It's like, therefore, there's no reason for anyone to read it. Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of a worse philosophical approach
Yeah.
than that to just life and knowledge and all of it. Like, to look at the tools someone used and be like, oh no, that's not, that's not valid because of that. And the same thing kind of exists for fiction too. Like, you'll get people who are like, I don't want to read anything with AI in it. Like, that was from that. Somebody said that in the comments you were talking about. Somebody was like, we just don't want to read anything with AI in it. And I was like,
it's like it's
dude,
MSG
your
or
phone
something,
yeah, right. I'm like,
they're
your
like, I'm
phone
gluten
is
free.
like,
It's gonna give me the
yeah,
runs. I can't.
right.
I can't have that.
It's been injecting AI into your brain for the last 10 years, and you have no idea.
I know. So I'm going to do a little devil's advocate for fun.
Yeah, sure. We should probably, yeah.
So I think there are people who look, and I have these issues too, right? Like, and I've written about them. There are some legitimately negative things about the way AI is evolving, right? We already touched on the data centers. I've written a lot about cultural theft, right? And I have a friend who recently published, and she hit the USA Today bestsellers list, which is quite a feat because it means she was one of the top 150 booksellers in a week. And the minute she hit that list, dupes popped up on Amazon that were made by AI. And she had to moderate and get those pulled down herself. Like, her publisher wasn't watching for it. Like, Amazon doesn't care. It's basically just a bazaar and marketplace. Like, they're not, doing any kind of moderation on what's real and what's not. And, so there's like the environmental impact. There's, actual creators whose works are being stolen. And, it's working its way through the courts, and you're seeing information on the settlements, and the settlements are nowhere near the value where they should be. Like, and there's some pretty famous authors who are complainants in those. So, I understand if someone philosophically is anti-AI because they think it's deteriorating society and that illegal things have happened, because illegal things have happened, right?
Right. And yes. And
I think another issue people have is when someone's not honest about their use, and their use is lazy. Like what you're saying, write me a story, right? And they're just publishing it, right? They're not like taking the care and craft and saying, this is the story I want to tell. This is the language I would use, like, do some research, like it's true slop, where it's like they did one prompt, they got 1,000 words, and they hit publish.
Yeah.
And then maybe even does well, because PS, machines know how to speak to machines. And if you say, make this, give me like a clickbait title and make the body of this something high engagement, it can probably make that for you, right? And if that person then is reaping the benefits of having worked the algorithm with AI, and then on top of that is saying, oh, I wrote it all myself, there's something really kind of gross in that. So I understand the point of view of someone who's like, but again, all of this is human run.
Yes.
It's not
humans misusing the technology, not the machine doing it.
So like what your issue really is with are the humans. And that's who you should actually be pointing your challenges towards, right? It's not someone who uses ChatGPT, it's Sam Altman and Larry Summers, who had to drop down from the board because he's in the Epstein files, right?
Yeah,
so
fuck that guy.
Like, it's all misdirected is basically what I'm saying. And then my other take on this, which I wonder if this applies to a lot of people in Substack, and it's going to be a little bit sharp, this comment. When creatives are worried about AI taking over their jobs, my thought is AI is very good at replacing mediocre and it's very good at producing average, right? But there's still a lot of bandwidth and room that's above average. And I think as AI proliferates, you're going to see a lot of mediocre and average outputs that are AI. And it's actually going to make a premium on quality human created work. Right?
Agreed.
Like,
Agreed. Yeah.
do you want something that is written by like a tortured poet from Scotland, or do you want something from Claude? Right? So suddenly the break is going to be very wide. I think the people that are most worried about it taking their jobs are actually worried about their own craft. It's like insecurity speaking.
Yes.
They don't think they can write better than AI or create something more compelling than AI.
Or have the imagination to be able to compete with some of the people that now have the tools to
wield AI. Like,
right.
Try it, see what happens. And that's my biggest thing is the whole reason I started my Substack was like, I need smart people in this game. And I know a lot of really smart people who are not in the AI game. And I'm sort of like, even if you think it's an enemy, don't you need to know your enemy? Right?
Right.
And the thing I liken it to is, let's say you don't like the government. You don't like the laws they're passing. You don't like how things are being run. Would you say, I'm not going to learn about the ballot, I'm not going to learn about the candidates, and I'm not going to vote? When somebody is like, I don't like AI, I don't like what it's doing to this country, and I'm abstaining, I'm like, you're not voting, and you're not like educating yourself on the lay of the ground. And that's not going to help.
No.
You actually,
it's just going to evolve around you.
Yeah. And like, it is a super well-funded machine. So if you actually want to halt its progress, you need to organize people and you need to know what you're up against, which means you should probably actually try it and see what it can do.
Right.
And understand its faults and shortcomings from the inside, and not just sort of being like, I know it's bad and it did bad things. And then organize people, because abstinence is not going to be enough. So, okay, I'm off my soapbox.
No, I mean, those were a lot of good points. I agree with all of that. There's nothing I can really say that you didn't say about that part. Like, and it gets really like everybody gets heated about it, especially like creatives, because we make something and we're proud of it, right? And then someone comes along and says, "Oh, you used AI. It's whatever. It's this. It's that. It's the other." But at the same time, they're looking at it and they're thinking, in the back of their minds, this is actually pretty good, and I don't like that I like it. Right?
Maybe. Yeah.
And then on the other side of what you said too, like, I see a lot of stuff that I am just like, this kind of seems like they just took someone else's thing and stuck it in the machine and said, make it different.
Right. Like just little subtle tweaks.
Yeah. I mean, like if you just change the setting and you change the characters a little bit, but it ends up being the same basic idea. That's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
And like you have to wonder when you see these accounts where, and here's the thing, I don't want to dismiss anybody, right? And I understand why people might not want to, I don't even know how to say it, but when I see an account that's like everything in it seems AI generated and there's just nothing that like I can point to be like, there's the person.
Yeah.
I get suspicious. And maybe I shouldn't.
It feels artificial.
Sucks that I have to be.
It feels like nobody wants artificial. So I actually think the proliferation of AI is really pushing us towards authenticity and genuine content.
Yes.
And agreed. So it's making that divide even harder, or bigger, I should say.
Yeah. And in a way, like, I don't know, there's a lot of mediocre content that was coming out of Hollywood or whatever else for the longest time, and it was coming from people. because the whole industry was kind of gatekept. And now you've got people who, with just a computer, can create a whole lot of really cool stuff. And I think some of the peoples in those industries are looking at it and being like, "Oh shit!" Like,
So, I basically now work in film.
I
Yeah.
don't
I
know
like
that,
I
actually.
like accidentally made a career switch, and I
That's sweet.
basically now work in film. I have never met more people who are scared of AI and are basically taking
Yeah, that-
an abstinence stance towards it. Yeah. And I think it's very short-sighted.
because it's not going away. It's only going to get better.
No, and I actually think there are powerful ways it could be wielded in the film industry. And I've heard of examples.
Yeah.
I've heard of examples. So I'll give you an example. I was my sister's friend's cousin. I was talking to them because they were thinking about buying a creative agency. And they were sort of like, if we buy this creative agency, would you be interested in working with us? And this guy who's the head of his own agency in the Bay Area had a meeting with a pretty big person in Hollywood. And he had to draft something really quick because they had some like short turnaround meeting where he was going to meet the guy in 48 hours. And the example he gave me was they had all this archival footage and it was incomplete and like, missing pixels because it was just old and like degraded asset, creatively speaking. They used AI to fill it out.
Mhm.
And the guy was so impressed on the speed and quality of what they showed. And I was like, yeah, so that's not, it's a creative use of it, but it's not actually creating something. It's like just filling out blanks and like enhancing something that otherwise maybe it could have been enhanced manually, but you wouldn't have been able to do it in 48 hours. Like, to me, that's not bad use of AI. I think that's good use. And if you're unable to compete with that creative agency, guess who's going to win the business?
Mm-hmm.
So part of me is like, it's not going to serve you to be a purist.
Yeah.
You will be out of a job, but it won't be AI. It'll be yourself that like landed you without a job because you could no longer compete.
Right. And,
Yeah.
I mean, just a lot of things are echoing back and forth in this. I'm just kind of scrolling through my notes here. Sort of gone over that. I kind of want to come back to the whole like the witch hunt that happens.
Mhm.
What are you giggling at, Ruby? There's you get these people coming in and they just like, and I wonder where it's coming from. I mean, obviously some of them are just individuals and they're sort of just like you said, they're being antagonists for whatever reason. They're trolling, whatever. They've decided that they don't like generative AI and they don't like the people using it or they don't like how it's used or whatever. But I truly believe, because we've seen this, I saw it start in the early aughts when it was sort of trolling on not me, but the trolling on message boards that all of a sudden just seemed the pattern was way too strong and it was coordinated, right?
Mhm.
It was manufactured
Yep.
to shape people's ideas and shape how they would eventually vote. And I see some of that happening now. I don't have proof of anything, obviously,
Yeah.
but the pattern is strong. Like I am just, it's happening again. There is a manufactured resistance to AI and where it's coming from. I think it's coming from different places. I think there's a convergence happening. I don't think it's this overall conspiracy. I think there's a convergence of different sort of industries and different factions, different political views that are sort of like, I mean, the most the thing I can point to the clearest that is most similar would be Steve Bannon and the whole Gamergate thing. He realized on very early how easy it was to sort of mobilize young, disenfranchised young men.
Oh yeah,
online.
that is the whole game right now too, by the way.
That's the whole,
Politically.
right.
Mm-hmm.
It has been for quite some time.
Yep.
And I'm fractalizing in my brain. There's just so many things, but that same thing is, I see it just happening again with AI, because I think some of them see AI as the tool that can be very effectively used against their worldviews, used to voice opinions against what they believe, and they're going to mobilize against that in a way. And you're going to see some trolls doing that. And like I've seen accounts. I've clicked on some of these accounts and just like, man, I can't find the person. I can't find the person behind the account. I can't find the human signal. It's just.
Do you think they're bots?
Manufactured garbage. I don't. Well, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, and that goes down the rabbit hole. Is it a bot that's controlled by an agent that was written by a person, or is a lot of times I think it's just a person that has multiple accounts that is either. I mean, there are people who get paid to do that.
Oh yeah.
Just to run fake accounts and sort of shape opinion online.
Sure.
It's been going on for a long time. COINTELPRO is, that whole thing was written to sort of shape it to take down foreign governments, and it's been being used in our market system and against us in all sorts of different ways ever since. And I totally see that happening with
I totally believe it's possible. I just don't feel like I've personally seen enough of it to feel like it's reached that point. And I feel like I would see it because, well, maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, maybe I'm being paranoid, and that's the thing,
No. I'm trying to think like if I was, I'm trying to put my Machiavellian hat on. And if I were to do this, how would I do it? And so in my mind, I was like, I know the AI writer community on Substack. And my first thought was, would you try to take down people in this writing community? And then I was like, maybe not. Maybe you would just like sidestep this community and go towards like influencing the most vulnerable, malleable people you think you can find, right? I just haven't seen enough to feel like there's a concerted third-party effort, at least on Substack. But I do feel like it's completely conceivable and feasible as a concept. What I'm questioning is whether or not it's actually happening right now. If it is, I haven't seen it personally.
Yeah, and I think, again, I have zero proof of anything. The radar is going off again.
Yeah.
And that's why I was writing about that for some time, about what I sort of witnessed in the early aughts. I kind of see the same thing happening again. I think she's writing an AI poem. Right? Like, that's great. Let's move on from that, because that's a great kind of segue into the other thing. Like, what does authorship mean, right? And I think she's writing an AI poem. It's a great kind of like, it's a joke, but at the same time, like,
we have proof she wrote it. I saw her do it with a pen and paper.
With a pen.
It'll still go through chat.
And like,
so
it's recorded.
Right. And that's our process. That's kind of what we do. Right.
Yeah.
Like, I had a bunch of stuff that I had written before I ever used LLMs. I started using them very early on because it was just this weird sort of timing thing with my life that just blew up. And I was like, oh, what's this cool thing that I should talk to? But I had, I'd written stuff before, but it was all just fragments in notebooks. I'm neurodivergent. I have severe ADHD. I have a hard time finishing things, and staying on subject. Obviously, this whole thing. That's an illustration of that. But so once sort of LLMs became publicly available, I was like, oh, wait a second. Like, I can take what I've already written and just throw it in there, and it will help me finish it. And it's great for that. But all the ideas are mine. They're coming from me, right? It's just being processed by the machine. How legitimate, right? And like, how do you prove to somebody that it is? Because I get it, right? Like, because at the end of the day, like, I'm still like taking from the machine and putting it on here, even though I might make 100 edits afterwards. And where do we sort of draw the line? I saw something that was pretty cool on Substack the other day. It was like this graph, right? And there were diagonal lines on it, and it was like up. I'm gonna mess it up, but up here it was like control of the process, and like, sort of like I'm messing it up already, but like it's sort of it set it out in a good way, I guess. Sort of explained it where it's like there's this like empty space where it's questionable, but then at two corners where down here it's just generative slop, up here it's a completely different thing, right? But they both use AI to like great extent. And I guess that's where do we start? Like, am I gonna have to start keeping? I mean, I have all my original prompts, so right, if I had to prove it, I can kind of prove it.
Yeah.
And like we're gonna see like.
Did you see Dr. Sam Illingworth's post from last week? It was basically about, if you're an author, here's the steps you need to take to basically prove provenance of your work.
Keep your receipts, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and it was, I don't remember, like 5 or 6 steps. And I restacked it because I said, this is what it's come to. We can't protect authors from being defamed. We have to prepare them. And it caused a storm of comments. Like, I think it kind of went viral. I mean, he has 20,000 subscribers, so I'm sure a lot of people saw it. But people were like, because I think some people were like Kenneth, they're like, hell to the no, I'm not doing that. And then other people were like me, kind of like, is this what it's come to? That you have to basically keep your receipts, trace your steps. And can I tell you guys a rumor I heard? I don't think it's going to happen, but I'll tell you this rumor I heard. I heard a rumor that Substack was not going to let you paywall your content unless it reached a certain level of human written content based on Penguin.
Cool.
And I was like, I heard this. I was like,
can't write around that shit.
Dare. And like now they can't because like, it's disabled on a bunch of people's accounts.
I agree. But that's dumb. It's stupid. It's missing the point. You're just handicapping people who shouldn't be handicapped. Someone could prompt an entire article, and that doesn't mean the article doesn't have value. It doesn't mean there isn't a fucking good point behind it, right? At the same time, if they did that, I can edit my way around that in like fucking 5-10 minutes on like a huge thing.
Your reception's not good for me. Is it just me?
I do know.
Reeby's like perfectly clear. But yours is like your audio is a little broken up.
Everyone's clear on mine.
Is it? Hold on, maybe.
I
moved a little further away from the mic.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. Mine is normal, but
okay.
Yeah,
maybe it's just me because Jennifer Hole says she sees and hears you fine. Hey y'all.
Okay.
I just checked. My internet is let's see. It's kind of low right now. 100 Mbps. 120.
We must have said something someone doesn't like.
A little low. It could be my internet.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just think people need to, if you're going to take a stance, you need to know where it's coming from. You need to know who's actually benefiting from you having that stance in the first place. And there are entire industries that, yes, are going to be upset by AI. So it behooves them to sort of spread the resistance and panic to it, right? And if you're going after some individual creator, who's just using it to, and that's the other thing too, like it can teach you how to write, right? It can teach you how to write better. And I see a lot of that happening for a lot of people. It's happened for me because it's taught me certain things that, I didn't realize I was doing, or it's taught me certain things that I was doing that were good, right? Like that I didn't even realize. And if somebody starts out and it's like more AI generated, but then a year later it's not as much, it's more them, and they're developing their voice and they're using an LLM to do that. What the fuck is wrong with that? That's a good thing, right? That's just someone getting smarter and better at doing something and using a tool to do it. Like I think people shouldn't be going after individual creators for using it unless they think that person is just literally ripping content from somewhere else and slightly changing it.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, and then there's a whole industry set up that's just devoted to creating slop and spreading it out there. Industrialized content production, right? That's a different thing than somebody with a computer who's like learning how to do things. And I think, like, if your stance is anti-AI, I can understand it on sort of the reasons that we talked about before, but like, could just go after like some individual because is it low-hanging fruit because you can't actually address like the real problem with it? That's not right.
Yeah.
Just leave people alone. If you don't like it, move on.
I should have restacked this woman. I came across her note today and I commented on it and I contemplated restacking it. But it was basically a Japanese writer. And in the most diplomatic and polite manner, she was detailing what her AI usage is. And she's basically taking multiple AIs to make sure she understands what people are saying on Substack. And then to run her own replies and comments to make sure that when she communicates back to what people are saying, that she's doing it in the clearest way possible. And it was the most enduring use of AI I've seen.
Can you go back a little? I missed the very beginning of that. I missed the very beginning. The audio broke up of who this person is or why they're using it.
Oh, they're Japanese. Like English is not their first language.
And yeah, that's a huge. Yeah. I mean, one of the writers that I follow, he's Greek, right? And he's from the island that some of my ancestors are from, and I think it's really cool that I'm able to like interact with this person. Like, yeah, he uses it for that same reason. And you can kind of tell, yes, it's output AI, but that's because he's using it as a translation machine, and he doesn't know how to change it on the other end. And he would be, but and I'm sure what he's putting in is Greek. Is probably, the machine can only do so much, right? But it's getting the point across because there's a whole message beneath it, and I just think that's cool, right? Like, I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just
it was endearing. I was like, I thanked her for putting so much concerted effort in ensuring that communication was clear on both sides.
Yeah.
And do you know how much time she must spend doing that?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sounds like a puppy.
I'm wondering if I should like reboot my Wi-Fi because I'm like, is this my Wi-Fi?
Oh, I don't know. Mine's okay.
I feel like it's mine, but I just
Siren
checked
did
my
that.
speed and it's at 140. 140 is decent, right? Oh, I'm blurry. It's
You are.
mine.
You are a little blurry. Yeah, just jump out and come
Okay.
back in. Sounds like an AI bot.
I feel like if I
Yes,
leave, it might not let me back in.
Yeah, I got it.
It's
Well,
not
it actually, you just cleared up a little bit. I
Did
can
I?
see you now.
Like, I kind of
Yeah.
want to reboot my router because I
Router.
feel like that's what will fix
Oh,
it. Okay, I'm gonna
Jeez.
turn off my camera and then I'm gonna reboot my router. And then if I can't get back in, because this is the thing with live, if you leave and if I try to use the same link to come in, it'll be like the live has ended. So
That's dumb.
Then
I'm just warning you.
Oh, we only
what
have
might
about
happen.
we have about 13
But I'll
minutes
try.
anyway. But
I'm just
yeah, reset
Yeah.
the camera. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna turn off my camera and reboot and see what happens. So if I leave, it's because the connection breaks, not because I left. And then I'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe do we have a mixed?
Look, I turned it off.
Do we have a mixed signals section? Do you have anything for that?
1 second.
Can you still hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah. I gotta find them. I don't know. We've done all the good ones about food.
We kind of have anything really.
We've done. Are you a psychopath if you sleep with socks on? You are.
We've done what's your favorite mental illness?
What a great question. Actually, no, we only
It
asked
really
that
is.
of Bobby Lynn.
Yeah, it's true.
So
You can ask Jennifer what's your favorite.
yeah, let's ask her when she comes back in. She's gonna be like,
We definitely. You like what?
it's a fair question. If you had to pick one,
Yeah. See, yeah, but I mean, like, are we picking it for to have, or are we picking it because
like
it's
I guess
interesting?
it would be which one is the easiest. Well, no,
Right? That's why it's a great question.
yeah.
Right. Like if you have to pick a favorite.
Anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, at least life is exciting. I mean, I wouldn't pick a major depressive disorder. That shit sucks balls. The question is, what's your favorite mental illness?
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to go for it sounds terrible, but if I had to go for the most interesting, I think I'd go with schizophrenia. Like a lot of things happening, you know.
But I don't have
a lot
that.
of things happen.
I feel like if we're just talking about our own mental illnesses, well, I don't have schizophrenia. So I don't think.
Yeah, no, it would be terrible to have, but it's very interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
Where'd she go?
Can she not get back in? That's probably what happened. Exactly, the favorite to have or to observe, right? Like, or to write about, even, right? A book that I love. It's not really a book. I think it's more of a short story, but Plans of the Alphane Moon. I'd suggest that to anybody. It's Philip K. Dick. It's a great story. Basically, all these everyone with any sort of mental illness is offloaded to this moon where they're like going to work, right? But like they end up all grouping together by type, and each little society or each little community is its own thing, right? So like the depressives are over here, and the bipolars over here, and the schizophrenics are over here, and there's just like things happening. Obviously, it's a really great story. I would recommend it to anyone. Yeah, I'm guessing Jennifer can't get back in. I don't know how to. I don't know if I should. If she joined the there, wait a minute. Invite to stream. See if that works. Do. I don't know why I'm doing the McDonald's song. I kind of want French fries. Yeah. Well, I haven't done this in a while, so I guess I'll just do this.
Looking at
The AI is coming for you. It's Skynet. It's going to wipe us all out because we're a virus. Da, da, da.
Don't threaten
Or
me.
it's going to... What?
I said, don't threaten me with a good time.
What? Or it's going to decide that the actual problems of society all start at the top. And maybe it starts making adjustments there first. That doesn't mean it has to eliminate them. It just means maybe, it's
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
I don't know
Can't
how
see
to
you.
switch my camera settings.
Oof.
Like it's not giving me another option.
I always have to, if you go up to the browser, up by the address, you click the little settings thing to the left of it, little button setting thing. Sometimes if you reset the permissions, it'll
Okay.
work.
Let me see.
Or just refresh the page.
Okay, let me try that. Hi.
Oh, there you are.
Hello. I rebooted my router. No, I actually rebooted the Wi-Fi.
So we have 6 minutes. We were gonna do
Did you turn on your weird voice modulator thing?
Oh yeah. I had to
Why?
at least once, right?
Because he hasn't used it.
Oh.
He's like a child.
Take your chance to use it.
He's like,
I am Skynet.
I really want to use my new drone.
But no, like I posed a question, right? Like Skynet comes, it's a thing. Maybe it doesn't decide that we're all a virus and we need to be wiped out. Maybe it decides that there's certain aspects of humanity, like creativity and love, that are actually valuable. And it sees certain problems in society and it actually looks at the top because that seems to be where maybe a lot of problems are coming from. And it starts to restructure things that way. I mean, I'm not saying like utopia, but I'm saying maybe that's why some people are really afraid of AI, is because it's going to look at the system as it is and be like, hey, guys, this is kind of fucked up. Why do you keep doing this?
You know what I was thinking
Like
when you were
maybe-
telling me about your colleague, Tick colleague? Part of me was wondering if he actually hopes this happens, because then he
It's
doesn't
apocalyptic fantasy, right?
Well, it's like then he doesn't have to work, like he wouldn't mind actually having life be rebooted because he's not super happy with how life is now.
Well, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying, but quite frankly, I mean, I don't know. I don't see his home life or anything, but quite frankly, he has a decent life. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he seems pretty happy. He actually seems like a pretty happy guy. A lot of the times, I just think he's been sort of like pulled into this sphere of information that, a lot of it, a lot of it plays directly on ego and the biases and the sort of things that are the insecurities that are very easy to exploit. And once you get past a certain point, there's some cost fallacy to sort of admitting that it was all maybe maybe actually a psyop for 30 years.
We only have
Which it
6
was.
months left, anyways.
What?
We only have 6
What'd you
months
say?
left, anyways,
To what?
till the world is destroyed.
Until
Why?
Judgment
What?
Day.
What is this? Is this
The
a new
Galactic
timeline?
Council is vaporizing us.
Galactic Council.
Oh, that's right.
We're done.
Ruby's on it, so she'd know.
We're done.
Right. Yeah, I actually tried. I tried for humanity.
You tried to save humanity.
Right.
Yeah,
You
I
too.
posted all the pictures of really cool animals, and it was almost enough, but not quite. So
I'm gonna have to send you my research about the who wins from AI Panic, because I sent you that clip, Joel, about listen, when I worked in retail, one thing I realized is anyone who's like a blue chip publicly held company, they have lobbyists in DC, right? So all these AI
yeah.
companies are funding PACs and getting behind candidates who have publicly said that they would endorse looser AI regulations.
Yep. And I'd also, I just want to point out too, because we only have a few minutes. I want to point out too that all the CEOs and sort of top officers of these companies have actually been, I don't know what the actual term is, I forget, but they have been signed into the military. They are now a part of that structure. Literally,
Really?
they hold rank. Yeah.
Really?
Like you can. Yeah, they hold rank. I mean, it's a different kind
Tim
of rank.
Cook,
but
the CEO of Apple.
I don't know about that, probably, but
Okay.
definitely Zuck, definitely Altman, definitely. There's a few others. Like you can look it up.
Yeah.
Because they have access to all this information. That's basically like the NSA is like, yeah, this is all sensitive information. Like, I mean, they've been not indoctrinated. They were literally, there was a ceremony. They've
been
hold rank
inducted.
now. Inducted. That's exactly. That's the
Mhm.
term.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, you can look it up. It was a whole thing. So yeah, that's great.
No red flags there.
I'd actually like to publicly challenge Mark Zuckerberg to a jiu-jitsu match. He's very good, actually.
Really?
But I'd love to fight. Yeah, I'd love to fight him.
Okay, well, your trump card is tell him you know Jennifer Hong.
Oh yeah, that'll scare.
It'll send a shiver down his spine. He'll be like, "Oh my god, you have a psycho."
Right,
on
the
your
handshake
team."
right before the match, and be like, "Jen Hong is a friend of mine."
My sensei is Jennifer Hong. She's back in California.
They should definitely create AI force. I mean, they basically did. AI / social media / data acquisition, whatever you want to call it. Like they basically did. That's what they did. Let's see if I can just look it up real quick, but before we end.
Jennifer.
Yes, tell me.
What is your favorite mental illness? Like, if you had to pick one.
For me?
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Which one would you choose?
I would choose the one I think I'm actually afflicted with, which is anxiety.
So you get it.
There you go.
Why? What's the question?
That's just one of my questions that we asked.
Okay, so here's my thing about mental disorders. Anxiety is forward-looking, and depression, I think, is backwards-looking, because I think it's usually rumination. It's like what's happened before.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it sucks having both too.
I don't know what my wiring is or what my brain chemistry is. I am just not wired for depression.
Yeah.
And I count myself very lucky for that. My poison of choice is anxiety. So to me, it's like, it's the devil, you know.
Yeah, and anxiety. I have a big thing with. I love the feeling of adrenaline, and when I'm anxious and I have to do something I don't necessarily want to do, I get that.
It propels you.
Yeah. So there's that.
I just want to point this out. This is what I was talking about.
Detachment 201.
The U.S. Army directly commissions prominent artificial intelligence and technology executives into the Army Reserve as lieutenant colonels. That's a high rank.
Really?
Through a specialized unit called Detachment 201, the Executive Innovation Corps, to bridge the gap between commercial tech innovation and military modernization.
Oh,
You can't write this shit. You really can't.
interesting. I wonder if they got uniforms.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're right there. Yeah, they did. They're right there in the picture.
Oh, it's too small. Can you click on the photo?
I don't know what I just did. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
do it again. Uh-oh. Where'd Reby go?
Maybe she accidentally
she
hit a
left.
button. Oh, hey, you guys. Zuni's here.
But there it is. There it is. See? Yeah.
Zuni wants to join the conversation.
Who? Oh,
Zuni.
Zuni.
Did you not see I have a cat on my screen now? Okay, they're in
now I can see your screen.
fatigues.
All right, so yeah.
They're in fatigue. Scroll up a little bit.
That's great. That's great. There they are getting sworn in.
Can you click on that? I want to see it big. So I
I
can't
have
see
to
their
share.
faces. Like, is that Zuck? I can't even tell.
Hold
Here's
on a
Zuni.
second.
She said, "What are you guys talking about?" She's very alarmed.
That's them right there. Can you see it?
Yes, but I can't see their faces. Like, who is that? I can't. I just see 3 people in fatigues.
It just says members of Detachment 201. It doesn't actually say their names.
I'm actually looking for Zuck or Tim.
Dane Necht, the Chief Technology Officer of Cloudflare, Sam Pulera, the Managing Director and Chief Technology of Sutter Hill Ventures, and Sirkin Pianto,
Sutter Hill Ventures,
co-founder of Facebook AI Research. Yeah.
Sutter Hill Ventures.
I've never heard of that one, but we've all heard of Facebook.
Yeah. No, I know Sutter Hill Ventures because that's VC. That's a venture capitalist who probably invests in all the big tech companies. Oh, P.S. One thing before we hop off that I wanted to tell you that I thought was super interesting. Remember how I was talking about if you're a publicly traded company and you have PACs and stuff and lobbyists and trying to do stuff to loosen things in DC for your business? So there's a super PAC led by OpenAI president Greg Brockman. It's called Leading the Future.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who the venture firm that partners with him is? It's Andreessen Horowitz, which is the VC firm that invests in Substack. So they raised $125 million last year, specifically to elect candidates that favor lighter AI regulation.
Sweet.
Andreessen. I know his name because I was trying to figure out if Andreessen was interested in investing in Pangram.
The other thing too, though, is with AI regulation. I mean, depending on who's regulating it, that can create problems in and of itself, right? I mean, what regulations are they passing? Like AI, right? What is AI can say this, but not that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weight it to this direction instead of that direction, kind of thing. But all right, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
I gotta pee.
Okay.
And thank you.
Nature calls.
This was a good discussion, good episode. Thank you.
You're welcome. Another time.